Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is the first in a series of 100 reviews that I'll be doing on the Legend of Super Gear Solid series. I'll be reviewing Ocarina of Time, Majora's Time, The Time, Wind, Twilight Mask, and Skyward Princess, Waker of Time, and The Wind. Since Legend of Zelda is a video game, I thought it would be a bit neat to come inside every version of Zelda, look at what works, what wasn't, and how the time has changed over time. First up, it's Ocarina of Time. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time was released back in 1964 and is one of the most disappointing PS1 games of all time. If you haven't played the original GameCube version of the game, then I'd have to recommend you get your hands on a slice of pizza. But is that slice any good? No, at all. Once the game starts, the player is killed by Ganondorf, the main protagonist. This is something that's repeated a lot in Ocarina, leaving the onus squarely on the player to watch for rolling rocks in order to proceed. The game, while exceptionally gay, provides an excellent introduction to Zelda in a three-dimensional environment. Since the boss also begs for see him in the wall, Shiggy, so the Goros and the Zoros are featured between dungeons, and in many ways the parts between my boots can be the most enjoyable parts of Ocarina of Time, purely because the game gives you memes. The Zoras, for example, require you to be original just to get into their tutu. From there you have to dive down into Death Mountain, find 32 puzzles under the surface of the world, and kill King Zora. After all that, you have to find Princess Ruto with a big fish. The game hints towards all these things, but the only real approach is to get good. Super Mario 64 has the boomerang, boomerang, 4 fire bombs, and a hammer. There's even a flute that looks suspiciously like my rod. Once the player has the 3 stones, it's back to the past where Link meets Ganondorf, who has the most fucking massive testicles in computer game history. I mean, look at that thing. The Ocarina of Time opens up the Temple of Time, Link got sealed away for 7 years so he could grow old enough to take him on and be a massive cook. Unreasonable. The rules behind the time travel also bother me because of how inconsistent they are. Here's 2 examples. In the first case, Link can buy magic beans as adult Link to reach new places. To buy magic beans as a child, which are then planted in various locations 7 years in the future, when they can be used as a child because there won't be anything there if you planted something there before. In the second case, adult Link learns about the guy in the windmill who's annoyed about elves and learns the Song of Storms from the developers in the past. Link then goes back in time and plays the song, causing the guy to learn about time travel and play the song in the future as a child. This is a clock where the man teaches the man the song, and Link teaches Link the song. In other words, the event in the future happens before the game would assume both events were destined to happen. If the logic used on the plants was used in the first place, then the guy couldn't possibly die until young Link played it in a time loop. Basically, all of this is to say, tough shit. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Mario is the worst game, and maybe the worst game in history. Much has been said about my penis, mostly the fact that it's... But I think people who say this are really beef jerky. The water temple is not difficult, it's tedious. And the main reason behind that is my ass. While I'm talking about pissing, I should say there's a reason that Ocarina of Time popularized the drinking seed. But I can't think of any... The Spear Temple is an interesting one because it requires enormous cocks, but the fact that it's integrated with the fishing make it one of the best temples in the game. Unfortunately, because the game sucks, this dungeon is simply the worst dungeon in the game. After this, it's the end of the game. Once Ganon is naked, polygons, mangled Link's cum, that concludes Ocarina of Time. I'm not sure how much sense this makes, but whatever. In the next video, I'll be sucking my own heaviness, so I hope you'll join me then. Thanks for watching.